Welcome, in front of me is an LG K51s, and today I'll go over unboxing along with a brief overview of the phone. So this is the box that it comes in, one of the flimsier boxes that are on the market, I think. Let's pop it open. And smack on the front you have the phone itself, so let's pop it out of the box. Now I'm gonna set it onto the side for now. Then from here we have a cable. Now this isn't necessarily a brand new device, as you can see. The cable doesn't come packaged like that. Now the inside doesn't look like similar, but the cable is actually neatly wrapped up. But as you can see, the cable is a Type-C, so at least that's a better plus to it. And then we have a charger, which I believe is 10 watts, so really disappointing charger. Let's drop that back in here. There's nothing else in there. There's not even the paperwork, which is surprising, but normally I believe it should be in there. So getting the device now on the view and getting the specifications out of the way. Let's just unlock it quickly. So it's a 6.55 inch display with a resolution of 720 by 1600, so really low resolution honestly for such a size of the display. And it's an IPS display. It has 73.8% screen to body ratio and 282 pixels per inch. That's because of the low resolution. Then moving on, we have the front camera, which is a 13 megapixel shooter, shoots at 1080p 30. And then at the back we have quad camera setup. So the main one is a 32 megapixel wide, then we have a 5 megapixel ultra wide, 2 megapixel macro, and 2 megapixel depth. And moving on, the device comes with a 3 GB RAM, and this is the only option you can get, there's no other one. And also has a Helios P35, so kind of a budget processor, and has 4000 mAh battery. Now the device is really similar in terms of specifications to the same, I guess the higher version of it, which is the K61. Same processor, same amount of battery. Display the display has a little bit of a higher resolution, but other than that, I just slightly better than the 61. So this is just a tiny bit worse, but not by much honestly. As you can see, the device also comes with an Android 9, and there is no option to upgrade it to Android 10. It's kind of a shame, I would say, but it is what it is. I guess it's a budget device, so I have to deal with stuff like that. Now, getting on to the camera, like I said, the main one is a 32 megapixel, and we're also gonna take some photos so you can see how that looks like with this camera. I'm not gonna be going outside or capturing anything like that. It's just basically a couple of photos right here of the prop. I can already see that it is gonna be not too good. So it looks like it captures relatively crappy photos and then it tries to do some scaling, because there's some weird stuff on this that I have never captured before. So I assume it's doing some kind of AI sharpening or stuff like that to make it look better than it is on the photo. But as you can see, it still lacks in detail on the top right here, and it loses a lot of detail the darker it is. Even though honestly the area below it, it's not that dark, it's tiny little shadow, which majority of phones would have no problem capturing. So yeah, that is the main shooter. Now the macro is god awful. I have tested it on the K61, which is basically the same thing, and it's not the best. I wouldn't even classify that as a macro lens, but yeah. Now, concluding this, the device costs roughly around $200, maybe a little bit less. And if it costs $200 as I found the price, for instance, on the GSM Arena, then it is overpriced. For me, where it is from wherever we order it, it costed closer to $300, which is overpriced as hell. And to put it in a different words, if you have to spend $200 on a phone, or that's your budget, I would advise you to go with an Samsung Galaxy A31 instead of this. It will be way better experience. Almost every single aspect of that phone is better than this. All the specs are just better, even better than the K61. But that's assuming I can get it for roughly around 200 and, for instance, like 50 max. Anything above that, I would say it's no go, at least for the Samsung. For this one, anything above 200 is no go. And as you can clearly see, the device kind of chugs a bit when it comes down into performance. Still does better than K61. That's only due to the fact that it has a lower resolution. The K61 has a higher resolution but the same processor, and that kind of hurts it even more. Well, here you have a lower resolution, bigger display, same processor, but because of the low resolution, it doesn't really suffer that much from it. You can still see blatant like areas where it just kind of doesn't really compete with the animations. They just kind of like they basically lag, which is weird for the phone as a phone out of the box to lag animations straight out, and also that being in 2020. And yeah, the device was basically released this year, so it is a relatively new device with absurdly low specifications and a little bit of a high price tag. Also, if you're looking for a really budget device and you can live without a Play Store and deal with, for instance, something like App Gallery, then the Huawei has, I think, like super budget devices for about $100, and they're basically as good as this. But yeah, this would conclude the overview of this device and my opinion on it, and also the unboxing. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.